Hello everybody, welcome to Let's Play The Outer Worlds. My name is Demulius. Last episode we were derping about the edge of Edgewater. Edgewater. And I did get a lot of stuff done, but not in terms of quests. So I hope to be a little bit more productive in that regard this episode.
Our place in the universe is fixed.
Okay, so I guess anyone who isn't a named NPC is just like... Oh.
Yes, what is it? You're an outsider. Fantastic. Vicar Maximilian de Soto at your service. Or Vicar Max if you're the sort who prefers brevity. I so rarely get new people to talk to. Name your poison, anything at all. Spiritual counseling, this season's tossball predictions, the quickest way out of town.
What? I think this is pretty obvious considering they know everyone here, because they're, but still, let's ask it. Let's pretend
Not to
we're
put too
idiots.
fine a point on it, but your choice of wardrobe is not precisely common hereabouts.
Well, and
also, you lack the distinctive worker gaze. Usually either a
Worker
deadening
gaze.
behind the eyes, or in some rare cases, a wild-eyed frenzy, like a trapped animal.
yeah, that sounds really healthy to have in your entire population.
Oh, nothing could be further from the truth. I'm simply bemoaning the level of spiritual awareness in this town.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, isn't it your job to raise that?
Yes, but there are few who hear me in this miserable place. I must double my efforts to elevate my flock. These are good, hard-working people here.
Well, I agree with him. Hold on a minute. Did you just refer to this town as a miserable place?
Yes, and thank you for pointing it out. It is wrong of me to succumb to distress.
No, I agree with you.
This place could be so much more, and I will continue in my quest to make it so. Mechanical tomfoolery is well out of my purview. I suggest you take such matters to Mr. Thompson in the cannery.
I think that's the second person who directed
and
the
a
town.
word of warning. If you're considering wandering around outside the safety of the town, you'd best be cautious.
Why is that?
Marauders are about. Though if you are planning on venturing outside, I do have a proposition that may interest you. One of the reasons I transferred here was to fulfill my duty in hunting down banned heretical texts. I happen to know such a book is, as we speak, tainting a collector's library in Emerald Vale. However, the collector's residence lies outside the town's walls. My retrieval efforts have been thwarted by marauders who have overrun the property. Should you fare better than me, I'd pay a handsome sum for the book.
Hey, we can always use more money. Handsome sum, you say. Tell me more.
So you'll consider it? I do appreciate you hearing me out, and, your discretion.
Sure.
It's a handwritten journal, a faded blue cover with the name M. Bakonu handwritten in the lower corner. I'll mark where I saw it on your map. Assuming you're serious?
Yeah, I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious.
Thank you. If you retrieve it, you can always find me here.
Alright. Don't think he had much other interesting things to say.
Hey there, Mary. Don't see you round here too often.
Oh, I just came to talk to the vicar is all. None of us are above confessionals.
What have you got to confess? You ain't thinking of deserting, are you?
What? No. And I resent the accusation.
Wasn't nothing but a question. Do excuse me.
Sounded like
I'm
a
on my way.
very pointed question, but sure.
Talking to the good vicar always lifts up my spirits.
That's a pick up, not steal, so, you know. It's not stealing if it doesn't say it's stealing. That's my excuse and I'm sticking to it. I do think things do look a bit more maintained in the town itself, even though if it looked nothing like that on the outside.
You some sort of freelancer?
Sure. Okay, so maybe not everything is well maintained here. Seems to be just general scrap that's been discarded on the side of the building.
I'm sorry. I'll just be a minute.
You had a minute. Next one comes out of your pay.
Ease off the threats, friend. I'm going.
Boss's orders. We all got quotas to make.
Yeah, that seems like a nice way to handle your neighbors and I guess sort of extension your family. So I do wonder what's with all the mushrooms. They seem to be rather prevalent in this planet. Now, one of the loading screen tool tips, I guess, or little quirks about the world, did say that they haven't really fine-tuned their what's it called terraforming technique yet, so that it does offer it. How is that? Okay, I thought I heard a spread. Their terraforming technique quite yet, and that sometimes it has a little bit of a weird side effect. Oh, what's this? Edgewater and schedule your sick leave with your space stores foreman and or supervisor. Wait, your sick leave? Okay. Be considerate towards other members of the space stores family. Allow 2 to 4 weeks to process and approve your Okay. Lost hours must be compensated to the company. See read if you're having trouble paying for your sick leave. We'll try to arrange wage deductions instead. Okay. Remember, work invigorates the spirit. Sickness in the body reflects sickness of the mind and sickness in the character. If you find yourself falling ill, it may be time to schedule a meeting with your local vicar. Wow, that's a pretty damn close to the amount of corporate bullshit that I ran into whenever I got sick at work. It was like, no, being sick is a choice. No, it really isn't. So I do think it might be a good idea just to sell off the junk. So some of these descriptions are really fucking funny. Like this one, where 4 out of 5 doctors were meant not eating this, and the 5th one died shortly after eating it. Okay, so I can kind of see how they came to that conclusion. Got the earrings, old airship. Yep. Bracelet. Spread hides. And necklace. And I like the description of this to a medium-sized award, typical for the kind given out to annual company achievement banquets galaxy-wide. What was this award for? Most unused pay time off, greatest amount of coffee drunk in one break, fewest bathroom rests, we will never know. Yep. It does seem... Ooh. Oh, we're getting the... Yeah, that is the discount that I got from my perks. Is there anything else that we want to sell? I haven't really taken a look at these things yet. Oh, sell this god-awful piece of gear. How much will you get for this? 6.3. And I think you get free mod components out for it. I don't know how much a mod component is worth. Eh. Okay, and what are they selling? I saw a vendor outside that was selling oh, over here as well. Oh, sweet. So it's a silencer. But we don't get enough money for it. We got 400 bits. We could buy elite troop armor, but I don't think I'm gonna buy anything at the moment. Because I don't need anything at the moment, and I forgot where I was going with this. Is anyone looking? Oh, there's people patrolling. Might not be the best of what is in here anyway. Weapon parts. There are some nice items there, but Don't want to risk being seen just yet. Just giving myself a guided tour of the can factory, because I'm kind of interested in the setting and such. Hey, is that a workbench? That's a terminal. Found one left hand. Okie dokie. This is our second unscheduled Do they get scheduled amputations? What? Nuki Nuki. They really care about their people. These all have generic names. I really don't think that they're going to be able to tell me much of anything. Ooh, workbenders. Mr. Ouch. Magnum. Magazine increased the amount of ammunition, weapons. Oh, it's just a bigger magazine. Oh, that helmet looks bloody cool. 17 armor. Only 136 bits. It does say it's heavy armor though. So I don't know what the difference between the armor types is. All these people here, damn it. They're making it very hard for me to steal shit. Ooh, this is rubbish. Yeah, there are some good containers here, I will say that. Oh, that's there. So let's go up, because we were supposed to meet the town leader here.
The grease monkey, Argo?
I'm sorry, Mr. Thompson, sir. You asked why it's taking so long to fix. The answer's technical.
Don't apologize. Just try using small words for me.
The cans bust open in the oven because she's set to cook saltuna, which isn't what we've got. Mr. Thompson? I think there's someone here to see you.
Focus, Miss Holcomb. You and I are still talking. Let's start over. Walk me through the process. Show me where it's going awry.
She just told you.
Well, sure. It's, mostly on account of what we're feeding into the mechanism.
It puts food in cans. We have food, we have cans. Why won't it work like we need?
Oh, good
She's
God.
expecting saltuna of a certain size. We're filling the cans with, well, not fish.
Oh, I think they're done.
Seems we've got a guest.
Yes, he told
Really
you.
now, Pavarti, I do wish you'd spoken up.
She did.
I do apologize. I was given no forewarning of your arrival, or I might have welcomed you at the gates myself.
Yeah, about that.
I'm Reed Thompson, Outpost Administrator. I cannot help but notice you are not in uniform.
That's because I'm not one of your colonists.
Of course not. I don't have that kind of luck. Seems I allowed my excitement to run away with my wits. Been a few seasons since we've had a
I really
visitor
wonder if you
pass
have
through.
wits.
Only regulator we got is hooked up to the town transformer. Mr. Thompson ain't liable to be keen on dismantling it.
I beg your pardon. I am most emphatically not keen on any such thing. I can't let you have our power regulator. But I happen to know of another one. And I happen to know exactly how you may retrieve it without frying yourself in the process. There's a power
So let's hear
regulator
it.
in the old botanical lab. It's mostly abandoned, so all that power is being squandered. Go down to the geothermal plant. Reroute power from the botanical district over to us. Once their power's shut down, you can have their regulator and be along on your way.
When you say mostly abandoned, what do you mean?
I was not entirely sure how to tell you this. The botanical labs are not legally inhabited, but there are people who live there.
I don't think these people will take kindly to losing their power.
No, I do not imagine they will be pleased. But like a parent disciplining an unruly child, you will be doing them a kindness. The people living in the botanical labs. They're deserters, former workers. I need them back at their posts. I need them to come home.
Why would they come back to the shithole? Why do you need them to come home?
Edgewater is struggling. We haven't hit our production quota in years. If we don't meet our quotas this year, the company might shut us down for good. I need those workers back at their stations.
I've seen Edgewater. I don't blame those workers for walking out.
Neither do I. The fault was entirely mine. I pushed them too hard. My hope is that by cutting off their power, you will convince those deserters to come back to town. Before you go to the plant, I want you to stop by the botanical lab. Speak to their leader, Adelaide. Tell her the power's about to go, and that it's time her band of deserters came back to town.
Would I recognize Adelaide?
Adelaide's older than the other deserters. She's dignified, kindly. From what I understand, her camp looks to her for leadership.
That's mostly what happens with leaders. Yeah, those workers must have left for a reason.
That reason was me. I asked too much and pushed too hard. But I am ready to make amends if they are willing to return to the fold. We belong to one community, the Spacer's Choice family. If we dissolve into factions, then we will all perish separately. Adelaide will understand that.
Alright, I'll see what I can do to help.
My dad told me all about the plant. Taught me all he knew. I could come in useful. I mean, if that's all right with you, Mr. Thompson. Sir.
I hesitate to part ways with Miss Holcomb, but I cannot deny that she is talented and may prove useful to you. You will need an administrative passcode in order to enter the plant. I am trusting you with mine, and trusting Miss Holcomb to guide you if you'd like.
Sure.
Great! I got my wrenches and diagnosticators and hairpins and engine tape, so I'm all set.
Well, I am glad to hear that. Best of luck to you, and thank you again for your help. It is a lot to ask of a stranger, I know.
Woohoo! First companion. Right. CMP new managers seminar. Companions. You gain the companion. There are characters to join you in your adventures in open variety ways. Companions provide combat support. Their skills enhance your skills. Oh, that's useful. They increase your character capacity. Always useful. You unlock special companions combat abilities with the inspiration skill. Okay. Wait, did I level up? Hey, I leveled up. Okay, so it might be useful to put some points in leadership so I can at the very least, you know, make use of the companion. Oh. What is nice, you can also heal your companion by healing yourself. I like that. Okay, so I got 10 points. I think I'm gonna put 8 in here. So we can gain the passive abilities and we can order our companion around. And let's put the rest in dialogue. Because I think it's about time that we're starting to use our... there it is. One companion. Okay, so if you have... Yeah, okay, I get it. Because considering we have many people to talk to in, you know, a town, having more dialogue options is, I guess, very useful. Okay, so I guess we go back down. So I see the top left ordered a few things. I guess you can... I think the left one is like move. The second one is attack, and I don't know what the
Hey,
third one.
mister, can we talk?
Oh, sure.
Sorry. You got a minute?
Sure, but I did.
Sorry. You just want to get out of here. And you likely don't want to tag along like me. It's just, Mr. Thompson has his own view on matters, on account of it's his job and what all, but that's not the only side of the tale.
Yeah, I figured as much. Figures Reed didn't exactly strike me as the most honest soul.
He ain't a liar. He believes every word he says.
He's just stupid.
It's just, he doesn't always get where other folk are talking from. To Mr. Thompson, a person's a gear. It does its job quiet-like. If it squeaks or stutters, it gets replaced. The deserters are decent folk. I knew some of them before they left.
I can't blame anyone for wanting to leave. This town's got issues.
Life's hard here. Especially for them that don't fit in so well. We're one big Spacer's Choice family, but every family's got the one the rest whisper about. Mr. Thompson's aiming to take away their power. They'll have no lights to see, nor heat to cook. They'll be at the mercy of marauders, or worse. I think you should talk to the town's vicar about it. Max, his name is.
Oh, that's the priest guy. I met the vicar. He asked me to find a book for him.
Books are for rich folk. I wonder what he wants with something like that.
Rich folk? What now? I suppose it couldn't hurt. We'll stop by.
Thanks, mister. I just think when you gotta make a decision that'll hurt somebody, it's best to think on the right and wrong of it. That's what my dad used to say anyways.
Sounds like a wise man. So the vicar will... Oh! We got a question mark for him already. So let's see. Holding
On my way.
As he says on her way, but I think it's only for combat, maybe? Considering she's still just following us.
I've always felt weird in here. It's too clean.
Hello, Vicar.
Any progress on that matter we discussed?
No, not yet.
Ah, Miss Holcomb. How rare to see you out. And with a complete stranger. Curious.
Judgmental, aren't we?
This here's Vicar DeSoto. He's always offering spiritual counsel to those that need it.
Thank you for the kind assessment, Miss Holcomb. I admit, I've been quite interested to make our outsider's acquaintance.
We already met!
Please get it.
Calm down, tits, Jesus. Of course, but that's something I wanted to ask you.
What would you like to discuss?
Well, the power and... For what I want to talk to you about what Reed asked us to do.
But what? I thought you would talk to him.
You wanted to speak to me, Ms. Holcomb? Every time I've tried to engage you in conversation, you look at the floor, answer in single words, and slink away.
It's probably because you're a
I can't
judgmental asshole.
imagine what would be so grave as to drive her to my mission. What has Mr. Thompson asked you to do?
Cut off the power to Adelaide's deserters.
Depriving them of safety from the marauders and wildlife. I can see why that troubles you. Miss Holcomb has a soft heart. Always has, if you believe the talk.
Oh, what talk? What? So what do you advise?
Assuming your goal is to save as many as possible, then you should bring everyone together. Send the power to Edgewater and convince the deserters to return to the fold.
Okay, yeah. Is that even possible?
Not if things are left to stand as they are.
Okay. Yeah, well, that told me exactly nothing new. Okay, so there are a few things that I still want to get to this episode. Last episode, that nut job outside. Oh, channel store. Is that this one?
I'm not allowed in here. Not since the vending machine incident.
Holcomb,
Okay.
got my eye on you, girl. Miss Holcomb ain't allowed in this establishment. Not since that little incident.
What little incident?
Ask her if you care. I'm running a business here.
Okay, okay.
I won't touch anything while we're in here,
Hey,
Mr.
you're
Morrow.
inside.
I promise.
Music to my ears.
So let's see what they're selling. Your immersion skills equal to the value of your best dialogue skills and is used to negotiate prices when buying and selling from vendors. Okay, that's good to know.
If you're falling sick, I don't want you near me.
Don't worry. I wouldn't do that to you.
But this episode I want to run around, talk to people, get some new skills, and between episodes I'll try to work on gear a little bit and see if there are some more things that I can sell or trade, such. Ooh, alleyways. Let's see if we can find any. Oh, hey! I love spelunking in cities. You always find something new.
Keep your distance, friend. Sick house is no place for a traveler.
Sick house? Okay. At the barber shop. That's one of the people that we have to approach for.
I cut my own hair. But Conrad sells real good disinfectant.
Okay.
Please don't touch anything. Your hands are probably crawling with germs. Physical hygiene recapitulates moral hygiene. Cleanliness is next to lawfulness.
Okay, this guy is fucking creepy.
We don't believe in free anything here in Edgewater. We're a Spacer's Choice company.
Yeah, chose.
I'm Conrad. You will report to me if your hair fails to meet Spacer's Choice aesthetic standards. You will also report to me in the event of your death, whereupon I will clean and prepare your remains for interment.
Okay, but I'm not part of base dress. Silas will meet some collector jewels.
Ah, gravesite fees. Silas and I had talked about this at length. I thought I'd made it clear my pecuniary situation precludes the necessary restitutions.
So you don't got money.
As broke as pie crust, friend. Bitless, indigent, destitute. I simply cannot afford it. I am a blemish on the prosperity of our fair settlement. When I expire, I expect Silas to toss my body into a ditch.
That's a quality drama, Conrad.
Thank you, no. I despise the cereals.
Really?
Tell Silas I can't afford to pay. And that I fully expect to have my medical rights revoked for this dereliction. With my apologies.
Wait, what?
Some time ago, I fell ill with the plague. By the grace of the law, and through my own hard work, I'd proven worthy of treatment. Frankly, I don't imagine I'll earn that right a second time. The barber work hasn't been profitable, you see. I've had to keep this old place running with my own savings.
Well, if half of your population died, then yeah, no one's coming in for an haircut. So just send Silas and I.
Not a bad idea. But I'd need some kind of collateral. My pair of lucky clippers. No, that won't do. Your idea intrigues me, but I'm afraid I don't have anything to give Silas. I'm open to suggestions. Much obliged.
Yeah, okay. I got nothing. Ooh, what's over here? Bodies. Says he has nothing. Ha! God damn it. Stay over there. So what happened to this guy? You know, Pavarti, could you, please kindly stay over there? I mean, stealing shit and such. Hey, what's this? Conrad, receptionist shot himself. This is bad. Company's going to have to call for what it is. Destruction of space tourist property. Eugene was an asset and someone has to pay his body price. That's gonna ruin us. So I was thinking that we pawn off his teeth. Eugene had a full set of golden teeth. Heirloom was passed down in his family or something. Wait, what now? We're processing his body, right? Just dig around and pry them out. We sell the teeth somewhere nice and quiet. Use the bits to pay his body price and no one's the wiser. What do you think? Don't run back. In fact, don't talk to me at all. Just give me a special signal next time we see you. Waggle your eyebrows. Phyllis G? Who was Phyllis? I think I've met him before, but I don't recall who it is. Loot all the things. So about those golden teeth.
What can I do for you?
Why don't you use those for sound like you've had some training. I know a thing or two about medicine.
Oh? Am I in the company of a fellow doctor?
You are indeed. If we use it loosely.
I am a Spacer's Choice certified surgeon, and if you must know, I can stitch a severed thumb with a 58% chance of avoiding gangrene.
Why don't you? Yeah. Why don't you use Steve?
You know about Eugene? How?
I was, you know. he saw me walk in there, right? I mean, I'm a mind reader.
You were probably poking around my things. I really shouldn't leave my letters sitting out in the open. Eugene's golden teeth were a family heirloom, representing 3 generations of poor dental hygiene. He took them to his grave.
Oh. So, did you already bury him, or? But yeah, if he's already dead, he won't miss them.
That's unthinkable. Eugene's body and all rare earth minerals contained therein are solely the property of Spacer's Choice. I can't ask Silas to dig up a man's body and pry a few teeth loose from his jaw just to pay my bills. Can I?
I got a shovel.
Are you asking rhetorically? Because if you're being serious... Ugh, gross.
Desperate measures, Miss Holcomb. Desperate measures. I'm going to have to ask Silas to dig up those teeth. It's the only way I'm paying my gravesite fees. I'm sure that I have no other choice. Here you are. Gravesite papers affixed with my signature and an IOU.
Oh, okay, whatever. That part's solved. There are 2 more people I'm searching for, and I'm searching for
Almost
their
lost a finger
barracks.
in the cannery today.
I know how you feel.
Yes, someone lost a hand.
I've never actually been in here. Seemed scary from the outside.
Hello?
Welcome to the Spacer's Choice Constabulary. We are Halcyon's leading brand in frontier justice. The office is writing up promotion. Purchase 3 criminal investigations and the 4th one's free.
What? Okay, that's interesting.
Know how to carry yourself in a fight? I've got bounties out for these 3 marauders.
Oh.
Cross them off and bring me their fingers. Just 1 per marauder, please. I'll dust off the old fingerprint roller.
All right. So where can I find them?
As long as your questions fall within the acceptable margins of curiosity.
Acceptable margins. Okay.
If this is a setup to a joke, you should know I've never found anything amusing in my life.
I believe.
I don't serve Edgewater. Edgewater and the entire region of Emerald Vale serve Spacer's Choice.
Okay, this sounds like slavery.
Careful, stranger. Talk like that comes dangerously close to sedition.
Well, I'm not part of Spacer's Choice, so.
Spacer's Choice is a wholly owned subsidiary of Universal Defense Logistics, which occupies a seat on the Halcyon Holdings Corporation, also known as the Board. I must admit it bothers me that you don't already know this.
I've been kind of nice for 70 years.
Something to report?
Yeah, no, bye. Oh, what's this? Oh, bounty records. So, open bounties. So let's... Are these the free guys that they asked me to look up? Hmm.
This is where the magic happens.
Ooh.
Well, science. But it still happens. Hey, that's... I mean, if you need it. Okay.
So, I wasn't stealing, was I? So let's see. I'm using the stun baton, and I think I saw that I have... Yes, sir. I can increase the attack speed by 15%. You know, let's do it. Yeah, I know. So we have a faster stun baton. Let's see. We got another light pistol. Let's see, breakdown. Yeah, let's break this down. Oh, actually get a lot for this Thermocleave. I think I'll sell it. What's this? Oh, this is the repair shop. And they had some. Are these open tickets? All of them open tickets, or perhaps we can help them with these things, considering we have high engineering. Failure of main cannery production line at heating processing. This was what Pavarti was talking about. Summary damned can. Okay, that looks like a ticket from the guy who was outside who was talking about the robot army that's encroaching upon us. I'm looking for their barracks or something. The guy hid a weapon here, but what is this place? It's the... I don't know. It doesn't say. Perhaps it's Pavarti's place, considering she has like a shop thingy. Ooh, food. Hey, it's steak, it's not
if
like...
you're hungry, I could open up a can of something.
So I have the feeling that I'm looting her house, but... if she's gonna join me...
My dad's... It's an office.
Yeah, it's her house.
Just my office.
Booze. You don't mind me snooping, do you? Oh, what's this? Young Spacer's Guide to Mechanical Engineering. Openized entry. Search for Intumati. First entry. Intumati left Edgewater today. He's been inside the tower to kiss her goodbye on the platform and never see her again. Oh no, the answer is no. Look up. Think of me and I'll look up and think of you. Note from Intumati. Robert, you won't let me keep her, but no, you will raise her with love. Perhaps one that I would make time for. You are patient and present in a way that I am not. Company says she has no name until you give her one. Her name is Pavarti. They tell me her birthday will be set on the date she's legally delivered to you. She was actually born on July 7th. Make it feel special when I can't. She liked him on the sanctuary. She's the only time I stopped crying in the bounty. So that's depressing. That was her dad's console, so that was her mother who was messaging her.
Oh, you like flowers? I can't find many kinds around here.
No, mostly mushrooms.
I don't like coming out here. People on the street stare.
Well, yeah. That happens when you sit on the balcony.
If you need to go, I'll wait outside.
Door haven't opened yet. Let's see.
Yes, Mr. Thompson. I'm fine, Mr. Thompson.
Hey, I was looking for him as well. That sounded really trustworthy.
Whoa, did Mr. Thompson send you?
You sound really healthy.
Well, you tell Mr. Thompson I'll be right at my post. Tomorrow. Bright and early tomorrow. Because I'm definitely not plagued. As spry as a spring chicken. That's old Abernathy.
Yeah, you're...
Didn't nobody ever tell you to never impress yourself between a man and his muttering? Which is, by the way, a normal and healthy mode of expression.
Yeah, I'm here to collect your treasure.
Silas knows, doesn't he? That's why he sent you. That's why he wants me to pay up. He knows.
Call your tits.
I'm dying. I'm not long for this world. The date of my expiration is fast approaching, and soon I shall be ushered through the great cannery in the skies.
Don't say that, Mr. Abernathy. You still got a couple decades in you.
I'd steer clear, Ms. Holcomb. My affliction's bound to be contagious. It's plague. Has to be. Silas knows. He knows I got one foot in my grave, and now he wants to charge me for the other one.
Come here, tits. You're being paranoid.
I am? Law, help me. Paranoia is one of the plague's known symptoms. I'll pay your fees. I don't want any trouble from Silas. But if you could see a way to freelancing for me, I could really use the help.
Okay, how can I help?
There's a cache of anthracillin tucked away in the old community center. Powerful stuff. Stronger than what we got, anyway.
Alright.
I need you to break in, nab that medicine, and bring it back to me.
Okay, sure.
You oblige me with your haste. I think I feel the plague spreading. Oh, Law, it's in my spleen now. I can feel it.
Okay, well, anything to know about the community center?
Just keep your head down when you're in there. Marauders have taken over. Probably tracking mud all over the archives.
Oh yeah, I don't want that. Taking off a risk, trust me.
I know that, but I got nobody else to turn to. Reed would have wrote me up. Constable would have locked me up and wrote me up. Could have gone to see the good vicar, but I never did find my courage.
Oh, I'm not quite sure if he would have helped you, regardless. But I hope for him that he's going to a better place than the cannery in the sky, because it sounds like a horror place to spend an afterlife. That's all the things. Okay, okay, that is messed up. So they're only giving medicine to, finger quotes, important people. Personal files. Oh, I can just bypass that. Alright. Continue. Last entry, Peter or Bird last night. Would ask me not to report his death in quarterlies. Sounds fair to me. I was asked prepared to prepare a statement or something for the other workers, but think about don't know what to tell them. Don't end it out like Fedor, do your work, show up, wear a smile, and you get your medical privileges. Okie dokie! Hey, Phyllis.
You the new worker? Whatever. Make it quick, Tenderfoot. I'm busy.
Okay, well, if you're straightforward, I'm gonna be straightforward. I'm here for the gravesite fees.
Silas still on about that. Here, take the fees. I'd appreciate it if you didn't tell Reed I was late on my payment.
These papers aren't signed in your name?
Because they're not my fees and not my gravesite. Guy I worked with shot himself. I paid the bill.
Okay, that's kind, I guess.
I could do without the sarcasm. Wasn't acting out of the goodness of my heart. Law requires delinquent gravesite fees to be paid by the deceased party's closest living relative, which meant me. Shame, though. Eugene was a good worker.
He said to shot himself?
Woke up one morning and put a round through his upper story. Can't imagine why.
Oh yeah, I
He was
can't
doing
imagine
all right
why.
at his
Yeah.
desk. We all thought he was an upstanding receptionist. Just between the two of us, I'm pretty shocked his weapon didn't misfire. Spacer's Choice handguns aren't the most reliable.
You don't bloody say. It's tough losing
Eugene
family.
wasn't family.
You were the closest living relative.
Yeah, I was the closest living person relative to his body at time of death. I'm the one who found him, you see, so I pay the fines. Suicide's a crime. The legal term is irreparable damage to company property. What Eugene did to himself was vandalism.
You can't be serious.
I'm plenty serious. In fact, I'm a little upset Eugene didn't think things through. In other words, Edgewater would have been penalized pretty hard. Whatever Eugene was worth as an asset, we would have had to pay out of pocket to Spacer's Choice.
He's a person, not an asset.
Well, excuse you. I'll have you know, Eugene was an asset to us all. May his atoms be commended to the law. All I know is Silas asked me for Eugene's gravesite fees, which means he was approved for burial, which means his papers went through, which means the town's in the clear. I'm just glad to put this whole ugly affair behind me. Eugene can rest his bones in peace, and the rest of us can get on with our own lives.
Yeah, I'll let you get back to work. Yeah, I do understand where they're coming from, because she seriously finds a coworker who shot himself, and then she has to fork over the gravesite fees, because on the account that she found him. That's this is such a fun world to live in. Holy shit! I'm gonna call out the episode there. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. It's the Moolies. I'll see you guys next time.